On June 5, 1942, the U.S. Navy won a stunning victory in the Pacific at the Battle of Midway. It was a battle fought and won by aircraft carriers. The U.S. lost one carrier, the USS Yorktown, but American aircraft destroyed 4 Japanese carriers. It was a sea change moment in the history of combat ships.
The assumption when they were laid down was that battleships would be the key to the fleet, and aircraft carriers would serve to protect them and guide them and mark the fall of the shot and report, that was long or that was short. Instead, the roles were completely reversed. Aircraft carriers were the principal striking force of navies by 1943.
Yet battleships were still being built, like this one that was launched a few weeks before Midway, the USS Massachusetts.
So this is a floating city, a floating town, which has its high street, it has its prison and a fire service, it has the gunnery office, it has the bakery, it has a post office. It's America afloat because it's a crew of 2,000 volunteers, all coming together from all walks of life, all levels of society, from the Kentucky farm boy who'd never seen the ocean to the Harvard yachtsman.
Impressive though she was, the Massachusetts role was unclear. But her first taste of war would be significant and help create a new role for the battleship. In October 1942, she sailed to support an amphibious invasion of North Africa. 3 task forces invaded French Morocco and Algeria on November 8th. Operation Torch's objective was to remove the German and Italian forces from the region. The Massachusetts supported the landings at Casablanca, bombarding shore defenses. But in the port, another battleship was waiting for her. The Jean Bart was an unfinished stationary French vessel with a crew allied to the German forces.
She was a very credible threat. She was being built, but she still had guns on board. And so this match backwards and forwards started with the Jean Bart. The ship was about 13 miles off the coast. The range of our guns is 22 miles, something like that. Shell is about the weight of a Toyota Corolla.
5 of the Massachusetts' massive 16-inch shells hit the Jean Bart, the first causing extensive damage.
And here you can see the Jean Bart. This is a photograph taken after the battle ended. You can see where one of the shells penetrated the hull and exploded in the magazine. When the shell exploded, the deck actually folded over the aft turret.
Meanwhile, the Massachusetts became known as a lucky ship, and with good reason. A shell from the Jean Bart scored a direct hit.
Above us, you can see the hole that the shell made, the patch that was put on it. It was cut out, and the shell came in through here and exploded in this compartment. Now, there was nobody in this compartment because everybody was at action stations. But if we look at the deck, we can see dents into the 5.3-inch steel deck. In the bulkheads or walls, we can see patches that were done at the time of holes where the splinters of the shell punched through to the other compartments. Very luckily, nobody was in this compartment when it went off.
The success of the Massachusetts as an offshore gun battery became the blueprint for other battleships. Amphibious invasions in the Pacific and on D-Day would see battleships taking a new role.
They're being used for shore bombardment, they're being used as floating artillery by 1944-45.
The battleships engaged more in ship-to-shore operations, sort of softening up the islands so that the heads of the enemy would be kept down so the Marines could go in and land on the beaches, relatively unimposed.
Over 2 world wars and 30 years, the battleship has gone from being the key naval vessel